Hi everyone, FPL Useless here, bringing you my own unique style of FPL. And last week I used my wildcard, so let's have a look at how it got on. I booted Haaland out of the team, so let's see how that went on. Look at the team going forward, what I'm going to do. Have a look. Okay, so last week I hit my wildcard button. Um, I decided to go without Haaland, which I'd been talking about for a while. And then suddenly it became very popular on Twitter, and lots of people seem to be doing it. I'm not sure how many actually went through it. Got a fair few, and in fact, Raptor did. He decided to go no Holland as well, which was interesting because it kind of made me. I don't know. I like doing things that are a bit different, and if everybody's doing it, it's not as fun for me. One of the things he said in one of his videos kind of struck with me, which was I think he said something about it's the most fun to go without Haaland, and that's the main reason I've done it. Is exactly that. And I think people maybe misunderstand and think that I think that he's not going to score a lot of points, or you know, for some reason I think he's not a great pick in FPL, and that's not true. He will probably score quite a lot of points across that period. He may even score the most points across that period. I don't think he will, but he's definitely capable of scoring lots and lots of points. But the difference is what you can do with the rest of the team, who the other players that you can fit in, and whether that will result in a better score overall. So if you have like if you have Haaland and Burn, or instead you have Salah and Trippier, which two are going to score more points? Now you could argue that you can fit both. You can fit both. You can maybe fit all three in if you'd make sacrifices elsewhere. But this team was the team that I wanted to go for. I ended up with Areola and Turner, the cheapest two goalkeepers. Just too much value there to turn that down. Actually managed this week to pick the correct goalkeeper, the one that got a clean sheet, which was Turner. 6 points, brilliant. Okay, so I did pretty well this game week, 57 points. If I'd captained Salah instead of Darwin, that would have given me 67 points. So a little bit disappointing there, but can't complain too much. I thought Darwin maybe maybe it was a more risky pick to go for Darwin, I think. Um, but I just liked I thought he had maybe a slightly higher upside. As it turned out, Salah scored twice. So, you know, that's is what it is. Trippier didn't get a clean sheet, but I'm so glad I got Trippier in the team. He's one of the players that I wanted in from the beginning, in fact, and I only didn't go there because of his price and because of the beginning fixtures, which was the right move as it turned out. Brought him in, always kept enough money in the bank to make an easy move to bring him in. So he only got one assist, no clean sheet, but he still got two bonus, so 6 points there. Matty Cash with 2 points. Trent, I brought him in. I kind of felt like I had to play him, even though Brighton wasn't an easy defensive fixture for Liverpool. And some people suggested maybe I should have played Guehi instead, and that turned out to be correct because he scored 9 points. Clean sheet and all three bonus. Slightly annoying that he sat there first bench, but I probably wasn't really considering that. I like to have the attacking upside defenders in there. A lot of money in my defence when you take into consideration Trippier and Trent, but Liverpool got some good fixtures upcoming, and hopefully he will be a bit of a differential. Maddison got an assist. Son blanked, clean sheet. Happens sometimes. He was a consideration for captain. Just felt like the Liverpool boys were gonna do something this week, and I chose the wrong one. But he still outscored both Son and Haaland, who blanked. Salah with 15 points. Bowen 2 points, 2 points there. So he blanked, and Solanke. Now, so the other choice, my final position, which I was looking at, was it was either going to be maybe Diaby, who also blanked. I know would have had a different formation. Solanke or Alvarez. Now Alvarez seemed like probably the no-brainer, the best option. But I like Solanke across these three easier games. And he played Everton and didn't get anything, and in fact got a yellow card. So only 1 point. But it was slightly pleasing in that, or at least it wasn't really bad in that Alvarez didn't score a load of goals. So the ones, and Diaby didn't either. Had Diaby been fully fit, I probably would have gone for him. And he did start, but it was a bit of a doubt on him. Watkins, very consistent assist. Whenever I've owned him, he's only done assists though. He's scored 4 goals, and I think all 4 of those goals have been when he hasn't been in my team. And the other weeks I've had him, and he's only done assists. But there you go. And Darwin had an assist as well. I think he had an easy chance to score a goal as he normally does, and he didn't score. But yeah, so overall, really quite pleased with the wild card. 57 points, could have been slightly better, but could have been worse. And pretty happy with that going forward. So let's have a look at the team going forward. See what I can do this in the next game week. Okay, so this is the game week 9 team. If I make no changes. So that would be Turner in goal, Trippier, Cash, Alexander-Arnold, which I really like for that Everton fixture. Maddison, Salah, Son, Bowen, Solanke, Watkins, Darwin. The bench of Areola, because he's playing Aston Villa away, and Turner at home against Luton, I would think is a better chance of a clean sheet. I don't normally like rotating goalkeepers, but the fixtures for this week and last week seem to favour Nottingham Forest. Normally I would play whatever goalkeeper through the harder fixtures, and sometimes that pays off because they make a lot of saves and things. But I think I'm going to go with Turner this time. And if he's, if he is benched or swapped, I think he did all right in the last game. The previous game he didn't play as well. If he is swapped for Henderson at any point, then Areola can come off the bench. Byrne on the bench plays Crystal Palace. Guahi plays Newcastle, and Chukwuemeka plays Arsenal. He's just coming back from an injury. He's only 4.3 million, and that's why he was the midfield option, because it saves me some money there. So let me know if you think what you think I should do, or do you like the team? There is no Haaland. The captain is likely to be maybe Salah. It could be Darwin. I'm actually away before the kickoff, before the first game, so I think I'm probably going to set my team on the Friday, and because I'm going to be on holiday. I'm not going to be thinking too much about FPL, believe it or not. So I'm not going to bother with like early team news or anything this week or this time. But we could get news that Darwin doesn't start because has that international game for Uruguay, and then he'd be flying back. So quite often when that happens, those South American players seem to be benched. So it could be that Darwin is benched. It's possible that he does something off the bench anyway. He's that explosive, that kind of player. So I think this is what I will do. Have this team, and just hope that he starts or that he plays. And partly that's because I can't be bothered to worry about the team leaks. If I was on a normal week, maybe I'd wait until the last minute, and then if he wasn't starting, possibly I would play one of the defenders, maybe Byrne, instead of Darwin. But as I say, Darwin could score off the bench. For that reason, I don't think he's going to be... I'm going to... excuse me. Because he may not start, I don't think I'm going to choose him as captain this week, although I did last week. because of that possibility that he doesn't start, which makes me favour Salah, Son, or Maddison as my captain options. I mean, Solanke has a good fixture there against Wolves at home as well. But those three, Maddison, Salah, and Son, are likely to be the captain. I think it's likely to be Salah, to be honest. So he's reliable, and I'll stick it on him probably, unless I think about it some more and change my mind, which I'm entitled to do. Okay, so possible options, things I might do this week. Might be quite short. So I'm looking to roll the transfer. That's what I really want to do. Having just played the wild card, so ideally that would be that I roll this transfer. The team looks pretty good for this week. There are, I mean, that may change depending on if there are any injuries. It is an international break, so there's always a risk there, and there's always a risk anyway that some players might get injured. I do have two playing defenders. Burn is probably quite a good option to play this week if I need to, and Guahi is okay, but has a slightly harder fixture. I think they're playing Aston Villa. Yeah, so it's a slightly harder fixture, but I wouldn't mind playing him if I had to, if there was some problems. As I say, I'm probably not going to be looking at the team news beforehand, so the team might be the team that sets up, unless we get word of any injuries or anything beforehand, and then that might change my mind. Going forward, there are some players that I'm looking at, like maybe a Brighton attacker. So possibly a Matoma or a March would be quite good. Maybe a Ward-Prowse, although I've already got Bowen, so Diaby is a possibility. That would probably need me to move some funds around or take out one of my existing midfielders. And there's also Alvarez to consider as well, who, still looks like he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet for Manchester City, and therefore is a great option. He's cheap as well. I could get him in for Solanke, but it's tight on funds. So if there's any price movement, then that would be out the window. I'd have to switch him for one of the other two attackers. So yeah, so those are some options. I've got I've got 0.6 million in the bank. Only one free transfer. Roll is what I want to do. So hopefully I'll be able to do that, and then look at some of those other players. Oh, Saka is another one who might be quite good from game week 10 onwards. So a lot of those players are pretty good from game week 10. So that would be, kind of a preview into what I might be doing game week 10. Anyway, good luck with the game week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you later. Bye.